Okay. All right, let's get going. Well, hey, 2nd District, State Representative Andrew Barkis, coming to you with another Barkis Breakdown here under the dome in Olympia. Well, I'm sitting here just taking a little bit of a moment before the week gets started, as we are about to head back to the floor for our first major floor action of the 2024 session. And what that means is that today is fiscal cutoff. Last week was policy cutoff. So all the work that we're doing in the committees has to be done so that we can get those bills out here on the floor to vote on them and see what happens. And you know what? There's going to be a lot. This has been a crazy 2024 session for a supplemental year. It has been just packed with policy and a lot of big policy. So here's a couple good and some bad and some things that I'm working on and watching. So on the good side, some good housing policy is moving through the process. My co-housing bill, which talks about creating a new style of housing throughout the state of Washington, is moving. We have seen some other policy around permitting and some different things that we're looking at. But the bad side of it is landlord-tenant law still is moving forward. We've done a pretty good job in trying to prevent rent control from coming to the floor. It is still alive in a House version, HB 2114. It's been amended. We'll see what happens. We'll see if it gets there. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to keep it off the floor here coming up. Bad policy for the state of Washington. Many other good policies that we could, in fact, be working on, like I've mentioned before, like the voucher programs and stuff to help people most in need. The other thing, a couple good things in transportation, my graffiti bills are moving. One in the Criminal Justice Committee did move out. That's the one that talks about creating some alternatives for accountability. Think about restitution by doing community service to get out there and actually clean up the graffiti on the walls. And the other one is a pilot program with the State Department of Transportation to look at ways that we can prevent graffiti and some new technology, whether it's cameras or drones even, that paint over the graffiti. We're working on it. We're going to see if we can't tackle this problem here in Washington. You know, one of the biggest things that we've seen here on the floor over the last several weeks, all the initiatives that you, the people of Washington State, brought to the legislature, 6 different times we brought forth that they should be heard in the committees that they were referred to. Well, guess what? Cutoff week is come and gone. Those bills weren't heard. We'll see what happens as we move forward into this next floor action and as the session progresses. But I have a feeling that they're not going to take any action here on the floor of the House. A couple other things that we're looking at. Tax policy. There's another proposal to raise the REIT tax in real estate. More tax policy. You know, the bottom line is this. We don't need to increase taxes in Washington State. We've been dealing with surpluses for years. It's all about prioritization of the money that we have and better spending. Transportation still remains a challenge. Heading here in a few minutes to committee and then budget work as we get ready for that budget, which will be rolling out in the next week or so. It is fraught with challenges because we have a pending issue with overages in all of the projects that we're seeing and the costs just going up exponentially. Again, talking about the revenue, talking about how we do this and how we're going to accomplish these tasks, it's not an easy one. But I guarantee you I'm going to work diligently every single day to bring forth common sense solutions without hitting your pocketbook even more than you already have here in Washington State. Well, listen, I got to get going. I got to get to committee, last day of fiscal cutoff. Then we hit the floor this week for, I think, 6 or 7 days of nonstop floor action. It's going to be busy and I'll have lots to tell you about. Oh, hey, one more thing. If you get a chance, I had an opportunity to sit with Representative Alvarado in Inside Olympia to talk about housing policy and also talk about rent control. We had a good debate for an hour-long program. And if you want to see a real contrast between ideas, take a look at that video. So as I always say, it's an honor and a privilege to serve the people of the 2nd District in the state of Washington. Thanks for watching another Barkis Breakdown.